So hi,
Oh, sorry. There you go, man.
there I go. Okay. So hi guys, my name is Félix Barreras. I'm Puerto Rican. I've been with Lifeafar Capital for the last year, focusing on the Puerto Rican projects here. I am the head of investor relations and business development for Lifeafar Capital. And today I'm going to be presenting our latest opportunity, which is an iconic beachfront resort here in Puerto Rico. So a little bit of what we will be discussing today. I'll be discussing what is Lifeafar Capital, our latest offering, and the impact it has, and then I'll open up the floor for some questions. So in terms of what is Lifeafar Capital, we're a hospitality asset manager. We are focusing mostly on boutique hotels and luxury, well, specifically on the luxury markets, luxury boutique hotels. We do see ourselves as an opportunistic value add company. So we're looking for projects that are distressed and that need repairs. We do have two QOC funds. We have one for the project that you're seeing right here, which is Plaza Colón Hotel Suites, and then for our second project that is still in development. In terms of Plaza Colón Hotel Suites, it's going to be an amazing project. It's going to be 60 rooms big. It's going to have an amazing restaurant and rooftop bar. And in fact, this picture that you see here on the bottom that's showing this Castillo San Cristobal is actually one of our views. We do have 360-degree views of Old San Juan. So it's very unique. It's one of the biggest rooftops in Old San Juan and also one of the tallest buildings. So the view from up there is fantastic. It is a $21 million development. It's 50% LTV, so 50% in equity, 50% in debt. We already completed. We got granted the 40% tourism tax credit decree, so we already have that on our side. And so far, we've already completed the demolition work on the project, and we're pretty much right now framing and doing the final touches for the property. We're expecting to open it around Q4 of 2022. We did have some delays related to COVID, unfortunately, but we're on track now to open it in Q4 of next year. Then, in terms of our latest project, it's a very iconic hotel in Puerto Rico with a very storied past. A lot of you here on the presentation have been part of the tour that I've done to the project. We acquired at a pretty distressed price, and obviously we want to redevelop it and also expand on it. Currently it has around 50 rooms, so we're going to be expanding it to 60 rooms. We want to provide guests with 5-star service, so the hotel is very unique. It's very high end. We want to keep that, and we want to even make it a little bit better. It's going to have pools. It's going to have spa. It's going to have a gym. And in terms of the spa, that's actually something that we really want to focus on. Before, what was considered a spa for the property were 2 massage tables. So that's not the only thing that we want to do. We actually want to offer a full-scale spa. And then we're also going to have multiple food and beverage outlets that's going to have everything sourced locally. Hopefully, we'll have some ingredients sourced from fusion farms in the future. And then in terms of the investment highlights, it's a 100K minimum investment. We're doing 10% of co-investment into the property. It's again 50% loan to value, so 50% equity, 50% debt. We will be successful in obtaining the 40% tourism tax credits for it, although our pro forma and our projections are based on the 30% tourism tax credits. And we will be paying out dividends on a quarterly basis to our investors. In terms of the operational impact that it will have, we will create around 200 construction jobs on the hotel. It will have 100 hotel operating jobs between part-time and full-time employees. It's going to have 150 indirect jobs from people that work in the tourism sector, people that work in the transportation sector, and just the local community in general. We're going to be having around 10,000 or more guests on an annual basis. The hotel is already very, very well known by the local population and also the tourists that come to the island. So we already have an active list of people that were regulars into the site that we're going to bring back in once it's fully established. And then we're also going to be, locally sourcing all of the ingredients, poultry, meat, and seafood around the surrounding area. In terms of what the financial returns look like for a QLC investor, it's looking at around 25% IRR, 15% ROI, and the equity multiple around 3.4 times. So for phase one investors, we're actually giving 5% additional shares. So if you invest 100K on the project, your shares and your dividends are going to be based on $105,000 worth of investments. And there's a little bit of how the cash flow looks for investors in the next couple of years. The first 2 years are going to be under construction. So 2022 and 2023, the project is going to be fully under construction. And then I want to point out 2026, which is when we're doing a refinance on the project. And then by then we should have paid out the investors on their original investment. And from there on, pretty much everything that comes, it's extra. And then the exit of the property, that's where you see the other big chunk of money coming in, which is the $162,000 that's showing here. Some of the assumptions of this cash flow model is that the tourism tax credits, we're only projecting 30% instead of 40%. The occupancy rate, we're putting at between 50 to 60%. And then the average daily rate, we're counting at around $780. It's going to have a variety of different rooms. It's got rooms that are bigger. It's got rooms that are smaller. So there are going to be rooms that are going to be starting at around $500 or so a night. And again, I want to say that the pride is kind of, hitting on the luxury high-end market. So our competitors are, the Ritz-Carlton, the St. Regis, but obviously we're more of a boutique hotel, more personable. We did do a feasibility study with PKF Hotel Group, which is an independent consultant. They came in and they pretty much set up the concept for us. So they looked at different properties around the Caribbean. And right now, as we stand with a $780 ADR, we're still like $300 below our main competitors. In terms of the investment summary, it's opening in Q4 of 2023. We already have a very loyal customer base for the hotel that we're excited to call once it's fully open and operating. We're going to be expanding it from 15 to 60 rooms. It's going to have pretty high returns at around 25% IRR, 15% ROI, and then low leverage. So again, I've seen projects in the United States that are a little bit more leverage. In our case, we're splitting the equity and debt up 50%. And then we're going to have phased equity for the development. Right now, as it stands, it's 5% additional shares that are going into the investors. And then we're going to be doing a refi right around right around 2026. As far as where we stand right now, we're in the master planning stage. So we're already on the process of interviewing a few architectural firms. And we should be picking one by the next month or so. And hopefully the final design, we should have it by the end of this year. And I'm opening up the floor to questions. Thank you.
Felix, thank you so much, man. I want to ask people same thing. If there's questions in the chat, please feel free to plug them in there and follow up with Felix, etc. I do want to take a second to say that this format that we use, and Felix, I'm gonna stop this right here for a second.